Can I put you guys on the spot, just because this will help some people, and make you, without explanation, pick one sector. If somebody is building, removing all passion, all of that outside, one sector that you think will grow at a pace faster than others for the next 10 years. We can start with Nithin.
I think the first trillionaire on this planet will be someone solving for climate problem.
Okay. Elaborate.
He's getting close. He's got another 800 billion to go.
Yeah. The speed at which climate change is affecting our lives, right? As in, eventually when push comes to shove, like how COVID resulted in so many billionaires out there who are making vaccines, people who are solving for some of these problems.
How?
Anything, like any climate intervention types, right? As in, say, for example, including Elon Musk doing electric cars.
So you mean things like EVs, energy transition?
Yeah,
stuff like
plant-based foods. Like I said, it's very early for plant-based food, but solar, like anything that is, that'll...
Thoughts?
I'll kind of chime in there. Big proponent of climate. I think we are, if you look 10 years ahead, right, there are two trends. I think one is health and how much disruption we will see in what I call as upstream medicine.
What is upstream medicine?
Upstream medicine is that really every disease that you ultimately see, right, as a manifestation has started 20 years before in some form. And today we don't have the diagnostics or we don't feel it and doctors can't kind of detect it. So you only detect it at the end, right? So what Medicine 3.0 will be, and maybe we are still not seeing a lot of that in India, but I think we are at that cusp of being able to look at so much data upstream that you will be able to start one's journey in not getting into that situation 20, 30 years later, right? Today, when you're 35.
You know what the funny thing is so far?
Yeah.
You remember those sectors where I said funding is increasing?
Yeah.
Both of you have just spoken about that.
Yeah, no, because I think this
Energy,
is...
EV, health.
Yeah, I think these
it's the current trend.
Yeah, no, it's
but the thing is to do what's your thesis there? Like you said, it's a broad space, right? But what do you do there? There'll be a timing for all of this.
Correct,
so for example, right, sustainability and materials around sustainability is a huge opportunity globally. Recycling has not worked. So you can't use garbage material first rather than later figuring out how to segregate garbage. So there is a unique opportunity for India here. We have one of the largest agri-produce that either gets burnt or that just goes totally waste, right? One of the largest producers of bamboo globally, right? But what is the share that we have of any kind of sustainable material that gets put out? 0.001%. But there's a golden opportunity that is there right now.
Actually, let me add...
US just introduced a 25% tariff for all sustainable material from China.
Right.
This is a reverse
All
thing.
material.
Yeah.
Not sustainable material.
No,
sustainable.
Sustainable. I mean, if you get bamboo stuff from China...
From China, it's 25%.
25%. India is 0. And I'm saying this is like golden. So I'm saying I'm so excited about this because it's like...
You're building a bamboo, go grow bamboo and pitch to Prashanth.
There's a company like EcoSol. EcoSol in our portfolio that's it's gone from 1 to 10 million US domestic brand in 18 months.
Okay, like hemp, for example, right? We've been researching on hemp quite a bit. It's just ridiculous how good that plant is. It's like a coconut tree, it fixes nitrogen.
Yeah.
You can consume, when I say consume, seeds.
Yeah,
when I say hemp,
not.
No, but
yeah,
hemp,
I know hemp. Yeah,
hemp has, cannabis is a dirty
I
cousin
know.
of hemp.
I know.
I'm talking about hemp.
I know, but it sounds funny to say. I went to the restaurant next to the bar. Okay, so climate, health.
Look, so I think it's not on your list, but the number one theme that venture capitalists around the world are focused on currently is AI. So it's probably not shown up on the data yet, right? And I think if you're an entrepreneur thinking about starting up, firstly, you have to be deeply technical. I think going back to the thing we've been talking about, don't chase the trend. The number one trend right now is AI. I think AI is going to have very, very significant impact. And again, like I think what could be very interesting is either tooling, if you can make AI infrastructure better, faster, cheaper, more reliable. Hey, can you make these models hallucinate less? That's really interesting. Or you have vertical. I think vertical use cases are going to be super, super interesting, right? So you can look at healthcare, you can look at education, you can look at pretty much every industry.
Okay, so we did climate, health, AI. Karthik?
I feel like we can't sort of materially move ahead if we don't sort of skill the larger segment of population towards employment in some sense. So employability and what leads to that in a more material way is going to become more important.
Are you saying education?
Could be education, but it's basically towards a profession, skill-based.
Skilling.
Explain, elaborate, put that.
We have one example of late, so I'll use that and plug them in. So, which we didn't realize until the guy came and pitched us, and we're seeing 2-3 more in the pipeline. So basically, by the way, since we transitioned from AI, the upskilling of everybody into becoming very proficient, AI-enabled sort of programmers is inevitable. So there's a whole industry that will have to upgrade. So just enabling that upgrade, I think, is our domain to win, if you ask me, because we can do it at a cost structure which nobody else on the planet can do at scale.
We being India.
India.
Right.
So I'm talking again
Explain,
from an Indian lens.
Give me like a practical use case.
So now I'll come to what we've funded recently, a company called Virohan.
Virohan.
Virohan. So they realized that the phlebotomist who comes and takes your blood sample.
Say that again.
Phlebotomist, the
What
guy
is
who
that?
takes your blood sample.
Okay.
Only 10% or so are formally trained and given a diploma, etc. The
Okay.
rest just learn on the job.
Okay.
Right. So whether you are comfortable with that or not, that's the reality of the country. And it's not a job where you'll get universities to sponsor classroom education around this and train them in a professional fashion. And they discovered that out of the 60% of healthcare professionals in this country are not doctors and nurses. There's everyone but that. And you and I would never know where they get trained in some sense, right? And we're not talking about pharmacists, we're talking about people in the healthcare system, right? So they are going district by district, have approved courses, building in practical training with the neighborhood hospitals and clinics, tying up with that education, that college which has the ability to get the degree approved, and training away by the hundreds. And guess how much 3 years of curriculum costs there? 3 lakhs. Because it is leading directly to employment and skilling, which can be repaid by those people. And 97% employment success at the end of the program.
So it's
So if you
upskilling
told
in a
me
way?
3 years ago something like this existed, I wouldn't have believed it.
So you're saying upskilling opportunities?
Creating professions has not been a very good strength of India, if you ask me, other than a very small sliver. And there's, we left it to the ITIs of the country to do machine training and things like that. And I think if we want to think of, can we become a superpower in health tourism? Can we become a superpower in exporting education services across the web from here to the rest of the world? Can we become a superpower in more computing skills, skilling our engineers who we churn out by the 300,000, 350,000 per year, a manufacturing destination that challenges China? I think all of those lead to where is that skill set? It's not simply going to come out just because you give a degree. That transition from... So Infosys and the Wipros will put them through 3 months and teach everybody coding. Doesn't matter whether you learn chemical engineering or textile engineering. In 3 months, you're coding, right? And so that was to serve a specific purpose. And if you look at India as a whole, I think that's a huge opportunity.
Okay, so now we have established market sizes and what sectors each one of us think we should focus on. Actually, I didn't do one. I will pick energy transition without getting into it because there's so much research available on energy transition. I think fission, fusion will become mainstream much faster than we are expecting it to, and that will also, in a way, solve some of the other problems we
There's
discussed.
too much climate tech here.
Yeah, so I won't get into that.
Yeah, let's not.
Hi, I'm Nikhil Kamath. I'd love to know what you thought of the episode. Comment, like, and subscribe. And thank you for watching.